Um, Imagine finding out that your greatest physical frustrations, like the fact that you get tired, you get sick, you age, and you're just entirely bound by gravity, aren't actually biological flaws.
Right, or accidents of evolution.
Yeah, exactly. What if they are deliberate quarantine protocols? Like, what if you and every other human being were intentionally downgraded to operate inside a highly restricted environment?
Because the wider universe is simply too fragile to handle what you would do if you had your full power.
Yes.
I mean, it is a profound shift in perspective. You stop looking at human limitations as this, tragic flaw and start looking at them as a highly calculated containment strategy.
A necessary restriction to keep a fragile system from collapsing.
Exactly.
So today's deep dive focuses on a stack of incredibly fascinating philosophical and theological notes that view human existence through exactly that lens. We are looking at this ancient idea that human beings are essentially living out this earthly life as a simulated test. To use modern technological terms, humanity has been deliberately nerfed, like downgraded in capacity, stripped of ultimate power, basically to balance with the physical fragility of the universe we live in.
And this temporary setup connects directly to whatever ultimate destination awaits when this localized reality finally wraps up.
Yeah, it really does. The theology we are examining today frames our physical limitations, our biological hardware, and our spiritual capacity as a highly deliberate, interconnected system.
It finally answers the question of why we are so small in a universe that is so massive.
Our mission today is to help you understand the deep, mechanical connections between the strict limits of our physical reality, our incredibly destructive tendencies as a species, and the limitless potential that is supposedly waiting for us when the simulation ends. Okay, let's unpack this.
So to truly...
Hey everyone, and welcome. So today we're jumping right into something absolutely mind-bending. We're going to completely flip how we look at our physical universe. We're not treating it as the ultimate reality anymore. Instead, think of it as a temporary, carefully coded testing room. Let's get into it.
Now, I want you to imagine a total paradigm shift. What if you suddenly realize that literally everything around you, as far as our most powerful telescopes can see, isn't your true home? What if it's all just part of a highly immersive temporary simulation? Crazy, right?
Section 1. The universe as a testing facility. Let's start with our very first core truth here.
You see, Allah created the entire universe with a very specific, deliberate purpose. It's an environment designed strictly to test humanity. Think of our world as a massive open-world game, a cosmic sandbox equipped with specific boundaries, built entirely to serve as the stage for our ultimate test.
Moving on to Section 2, the temporary simulation versus the true home. Let's look at the stark contrast between this fragile simulation we live in and our actual reality.
So here's the thing. No matter how advanced our science gets or how vast this universe appears, it is incredibly cramped and fragile compared to the true universe, paradise, which is our actual home. In that true reality, all these physical limitations, gone. You're immortal, space is boundless, and your full human potential is completely restored.
I mean, the inhabitants of the true reality will probably look back and laugh at how we once saw the speed of light and physical boundaries as these impenetrable walls. The cosmos we struggle so hard to explore right now is literally as insignificant as a toy compared to what's waiting for us.
All right, Section 3, precision laws supporting the test. For any testing facility to actually work, it needs some strict rules.
This brings us to the physics engine of our reality, known as Sunnatullah. In this fragile universe, absolutely everything was created and given precise laws to support that main goal of testing us. We're talking gravity, quantum mechanics, genetics. None of it is random. It's the hard-coded, mathematically precise system keeping the simulation running flawlessly.
And this is perfectly backed up by revelation. Every single atom, the laws of thermodynamics, they're all measured and placed perfectly by the developer. It's all meticulously designed to maintain fairness on this testing stage.
It's actually fascinating how perfectly modern gaming and simulation mechanics map onto these ancient theological truths. Understanding this operating system, the way the creator coded the universe, is absolutely crucial if we want to explore this world without destroying it.
Section 4, humans being nerfed in the simulation. So if this is essentially a game, the players had to be subjected to some serious restrictions just to make the test fair.
The downgrade is pretty wild. When humans are placed into this simulation, all of our limitless, heavenly potential is just removed. We get heavily nerfed. We're stripped down to our absolute minimum stats, leaving us with just enough capacity for mere survival so we can face the trial of faith.
We're made susceptible to sickness, we're bound by gravity, and our 5 senses are severely restricted. Think about it. If we retained our God mode stats, if we couldn't get sick, couldn't die, and could physically see angels, well, the test of faith would completely lose its meaning, wouldn't it?
Which leads us to Section 5, intoxicated by the immersive illusion. Because of those severe physical restrictions, the simulation achieves its most terrifyingly effective feature: total immersion.
This simulated world is so incredibly immersive, and since our memories of where we came from are completely wiped, we get totally lost in it. People start believing that the world they live in right now is the true reality. They think there's nothing after this, no return after death. They literally get drunk on the charm of this simulation.
Look at this breakdown. It's honestly a tragedy. People spend 95% of their lives chasing temporary wealth and power in a testing room. It's like pouring all your life savings into building a permanent mansion on a bridge that's about to collapse. The shock players are going to feel when this game finally ends will be unimaginable. When the illusion shatters, they'll realize that this entire grueling life they fought so hard for felt like it lasted maybe a day or even half a day.
To put that into perspective, an average human lifespan of 60 to 80 years is nothing but a fleeting blink of an eye when you compare it to the absolute eternity of true reality. It's literally just a loading screen.
So death isn't the end of existence. Actually, scratch that, it's more like waking up. The game over screen of death is just the moment the simulation ends. Your true memory is restored, those nerfed limitations are lifted, and the illusion completely shatters. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. When the simulation inevitably ends and your true potential is restored, what score will you have achieved in the eyes of the developer? Are you going to keep treating this temporary sandbox as your forever home, or are you going to start playing for the reality that comes next? Thanks so much for joining me on this mind-bending journey, and I'll catch you in the next one.